When my daughter used the salad fork for her main course at Thanksgiving, I became the villain in front of 20 relatives. When my daughter was 5 years old, we had a game. Her mother had just left us, and I was figuring out how to be a single dad to a little girl who loved princess movies and tea parties. One night, I set up a fancy dinner just for us. Real tablecloth, candles, multiple forks like the restaurants in her storybooks. I taught her which fork was for salad, which was for the main course. She thought it was hilarious that rich people needed so many forks. That's when I made the rule. If you're ever at a table and something's wrong, I told her, if you're scared and can't tell me out loud, use the wrong fork on purpose. Use the tiny salad fork for your big dinner. Daddy will notice. Daddy will get you out. She giggled and called it code fork. We practiced it a few times over the years, always ending in laughter. By high school, it was just a silly memory. She's 24 now. I hadn't thought about that game in over a decade. She brought Ethan home for Thanksgiving this year. Her fiancé, pediatric surgeon, speaks 3 languages, volunteers at free clinics on weekends. He charmed my mother within 5 minutes of walking through the door. By appetizers, my aunts were already asking about wedding dates. He was perfect, too perfect. My daughter was quieter than I'd ever seen her, thinner too. She laughed at Ethan's jokes, but the sound was hollow. When he put his hand on her shoulder, she went rigid for just a second before relaxing into a smile that didn't reach her eyes. She kept her sleeves pulled down past her wrists, even though the house was warm. Ate almost nothing. Let Ethan answer every question directed at her. Then the main course came out. Turkey, stuffing, the whole spread. I watched my daughter reach for her silverware. She picked up the small salad fork, the tiny one meant for the appetizer course. She started cutting her turkey with it, slowly, deliberately. Then she looked directly at me. My heart stopped. Ethan noticed before I could react. Wrong fork, babe, he said gently, taking it from her hand and replacing it with the dinner fork. She smiled, nodded, took a bite. Then she set the dinner fork down, picked up the salad fork again, and kept eating. Ethan's jaw tightened. He took it from her a second time. You're tired, he said, his voice still pleasant but harder now. She picked it up a third time. I couldn't breathe. Are you okay? I asked her directly. Ethan answered before she could. She's exhausted from residency, 36-hour shifts. He squeezed her hand and she looked down at her plate. Honey, I said, are you happy? The table went quiet. My mother kicked me under the table. For God's sake, she's engaged to a surgeon. Let her eat. Ethan's smile was perfect, patient, the smile of a man who knew everyone was on his side. We're very happy, he said. Aren't we, sweetheart? My daughter nodded, but her hand moved to the salad fork again. Ethan caught her wrist before she could pick it up. That's enough, he said quietly, just to her. His voice had changed. I slammed my hand on the table. Glasses rattled. Everyone jumped. She's using the wrong fork, I said. She's been doing it for 10 minutes and none of you are paying attention. My mother stood up. You're embarrassing yourself. And her. Ethan held up his hands. The picture of calm. It's fine. He's protective. I get it. But his mask slipped for half a second when I hit the table. I'd seen it. Pure contempt behind those charming eyes. My daughter was crying now, silent tears rolling down her face. I walked around the table, pulled her chair out, and made her stand. Ethan reached for her arm. Sit back down, sweetheart. Your father is overreacting. Don't touch her. I stepped between them. My daughter leaned close to my ear and whispered so quietly I almost missed it. Code fork, Daddy. Please. I grabbed her left wrist, the one Ethan had been holding, and pushed up her sleeve. Hand-shaped bruises circled her forearm. Purple and yellow, old and new, layered on top of each other. I pushed up the other sleeve. More bruises. Fingerprints. My mother covered her mouth. The room went completely silent. Ethan's charm disappeared. She bruises easily. Tell them. My daughter shook her head. He said no one would believe me. He said everyone loves him too much. I looked at my brother and my cousin, both cops, both already standing. Get him out of my house. They walked Ethan to the door while he threatened lawsuits, while he called my daughter a liar. She didn't watch him go. She just stood there holding the salad fork like it was the only thing keeping her upright. My daughter slept in her childhood bedroom that night. I sat outside her door until 3 in the morning. My mother came by around midnight. How did you know? She asked. I thought about a 5-year-old girl in a princess dress, giggling over fancy silverware, learning a secret code she'd remember for 19 years. She told me, I said. I just had to listen. That was 3 years ago. She's married now to someone who deserves her. Every Thanksgiving, we set the table with extra salad forks. She always picks one up, looks at me, and smiles.